Hi guys, Southwest Carp here, and welcome to episode 2 in this series of short videos where we take a look at how to tie rigs and other tasks involved in the terminal tackle and baiting side of things. So in this episode I'm going to show you how to tie the combi-rig that I currently use in 90% of my fishing. The reason being I mainly fish lakes with relatively clear bottoms, i.e. clay, shallow silt and gravel, which suits this rig down to the ground really. It incorporates a fluorocarbon boom section tied to a short section of braid with the Albright knot. The purpose is that the fluorocarbon section helps to conceal the rig on the lake bed and trying to fool those wary carp. This presentation best suits a wafter or a standard bottom bait really, but at the end of the day you guys could fish it however you want. It could be fished with a pop-up presentation, KD, or even basic hair rig. At the end of the day, I know there's still people out there that do that. So anyway, let's move on to what tools and other bits we're going to need to tie this up. So we're going to need some scissors and ideally a rig pulling tool, some fluorocarbon and some braided hook length, some bait screws, some rig kickers, some hook beads, and the hooks I've gone with today are the size 8 cranks. We're also going to need some rig putty and an anti-tangle sleeve. Right guys, so now we want to take our braid. You want to get yourself about a good 9-10 inches, enough to play about with, and then obviously for the Albright knot as well. And then take your hook and just want to feed that through the back of the eye, the front of the eye, tail eye, and then feed that through and leave yourself a little bit of a tag end there just for being able to grip hold of it and tighten the knot up at the end, just to keep everything nice and snug. And then we start whipping around, go around about 5 times here. You only want to whip around level to the point of your hook really, and these are small hooks, so 5 times is enough. And then you want to be coming through the back of the eye of the hook, and as you can see there I just needed to moisten that down because sometimes the hook length can fray at the end and it can make it really difficult to get through. Once we've got that through, you just want to pull down and pull it all through and pull the knot nice and tight there. What I normally do at this stage is get my quarter crimping pliers and normally just get hold of that tag end and then just pull down nice and tight and get that knot nice and tight, and just keep everything flush really. The next thing we want to do is then take the kicker. Again, this can be tricky sometimes if you've got if the end is frayed, it can be a little bit tricky trying to get it on sometimes. So once you've managed to pull that through, as we can see there, I'm just going to pull it all the way down onto the hook, and you just want to feed that over the eye of the hook and then up the knot so it will just sit snug. So I just want to push it down to where it kicks round really. Don't want to push it any further than that. That's about right. Then we want to take the scissors and just snip it off if it ever stays still. Just want to snip it off fairly snug to the end of the kicker there. End of the day we've not got a hair or anything, so and there we have it. That's how I tie the hook on. Yeah, I think it's better than tying a grinner knot really, in my opinion. Something I've just stuck with. I think it gives the kicker that extra thing to grip to as well when you're pushing it over the hook. And next we're going to get the bait screw on. Right, so now we've got that bait screw on, just want to feed that round and then take our hook bead next, and just want get that on there. And then once we've got the hook bead on, just want to gently feed it round, generally so it's opposite the barb of the hook. That's about right. Right, so now we're ready to tie the Albright knot. Okay guys, so here I've got a length of fluorocarbon that's doubled back on itself to create that sort of natural loop, and then I've passed that braid with the hook attached through it, and I've pulled the hook right up tight to the loop, and I'm trapping it there with my thumb. And now what I'm doing is whipping the braid around 8 times. Now I've got that under tension. My wife's actually helping me there, she's holding the other end. But normally what you would be doing is I use my mouth when I'm on my own. I use my mouth and I'm sort of like there flipping it over in my mouth. So yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm passing that tag end of the braid back through that first loop, and then you're basically gonna gently, and keeping that hook shank tight up against it still, and what you're gonna want to do is gently ease that down, and it'll all bunch up together, and you can see it forms that nice little neat knot. And then you want to get it almost to the end of that loop, as you can see there, and then that's when you want to pull down tight. And there we go, you can see it, just you pull it down tight and it's just forming that lovely slimline little knot. When I first learnt about the Albright knot, people were saying that you whip up and then back down, but to be honest, I've just been whipping up 8 times, and yeah, I've had some pretty big fish, and it hasn't, well, hopefully I haven't jinxed myself now, but it hasn't given on me. So yeah, there we go, we just snipped the tag ends off. One thing I will say is be careful that you're snipping the right tag ends off. The amount of times I've been on the bank and I've got it all done and I've tied the Albright knot, and then I've got the scissors out, snipped it, and realised I've snipped the wrong bit, and yeah, gutted to say the least. So yeah, now we're ready to put the putty on. So yeah, just simply get a little bit of putty. Obviously how much is up to you, but I just have, I'd say, enough to cover the knot really. At the end of the day, it's just to pull that, pull that rig down, just moisten it and, well, warm it up in the fingers there, and then obviously the knot that's been created is an ideal anchoring point. The putty grips to it nicely, so there we are. I'm just squeezing it down there and then just rolling it between my fingers, getting that nice sort of oval shape. And yeah, there we have it, and there we go, combi-rig ready to go out. Only thing we've got to do now is put the anti-tangle sleeve on. Okay guys, so once you've got your anti-tangle sleeve on, you want to tie the figure of 8 knot. What I tend to do here is use a baiting needle with a latch to pull the loop back through, because of the thickness of the hook length material. Sometimes it can be tricky trying to get it back through your fingers, and here we go, you can see I'm just gently moistening that and pulling it down tight. I used to use an simple overhand knot, but yeah, I come across the recommendation on the figure of 8 knot, so I'll use that now. And then just get the rig puller, and we want to pull down on that from both ends now to get that knot nice and tight. And then next we'll get the scissors and cut the tag end off. And then after that, it's just a case of pulling the rig sleeve, quick change sleeve, sorry, pulling that up and sliding it over the knot, and then leaving yourself with that little loop ready to put onto your quick chain swivel. And there we have it, nice little loop there, and that's it, rig complete, ready to go out. Hope you guys found that useful, and thanks for watching. Get out there on the bank and catch yourself some fish, guys. So until the next video, thanks for watching, speak to you later, people.